Cheryl and Beck, Mike Harris and Ira Grolman for sound, the security and the sisterhood. Thank you for the details and planning it took to host the event. We are really honored and excited to dance for you. Barbara Mullen shared a few words that she wanted read before today's performance, so I'm going to do that for us. Over 30 years ago, NEDE's artistic director, Barbara Mullen, was approached by Rabbi Bruce Diamond to see if she would be willing to produce a ballet based on the Holocaust. He had previously lived in the Midwest and worked with a dance group there. When Barbara viewed the video of the piece, she was interested in having the opportunity to create her own interpretation of the story. After much research and creative process, here we are today. A Child's View has been performed for tens of thousands over the past 3 decades, including winning recognition from Keene College Departments of Genocide Studies. A Child's View begins in 1939. It didn't take long for young Jewish children to understand that their neighbors would turn their backs on them, burn their books, place them in ghettos, and round them up to be put on trains. When they reached their destination, they were separated from their loved ones, they were beaten, and eventually thrown into gas chambers to die. A few survived to tell the story, hoping that nothing like this would ever happen again. Please note that there will be quiet pauses throughout the performance for reflection. No applause is necessary. Silence is appropriate even after solos. It is Barbara Mullen's hope that through this performance, we will keep history alive and never forget. Thank you.
saw you in heaven, I must be strong and carry on, 'cause I know I don't belong here in heaven. Would you hold my hand if I saw you in heaven? Would you help me stand if I saw you in heaven? I'll find my way through night and day, 'cause I know I just can't stay here in heaven. Time can bring you down, time can bend your knee. Time can break your heart, have you begging please, begging beyond the door. There's peace, I'm sure, and I know there'll be no more tears in heaven. Would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? Would it be the same if I saw you in heaven? I must be strong and carry on, 'cause I know I don't belong here in heaven. 'Cause I know I don't belong here in heaven.
Thank you. And a round of applause for the cast. So now we're going to take a few minutes to open this up for the opportunity for guests and attendees to ask our dancers and ballet master some questions about the performance. So anything is appropriate if you have questions about the process or how they learned or how Mr. Matt directed the kids through today. Any of that is appropriate. So I'm going to hand the microphone open to Mr. Andrew.
Do you have any questions you'd like to ask? Yes.
I would like to know what the kids understood about the performance and how you were able to explain it to them. It's such an unexplicable
Absolutely.
story.
It's very difficult to go through these things with children, but it is history and it's real life. We explain what we can in terms of what's being done during the performance, especially with the younger ones of this is your sister, this is your mother, this is what's happening to you right now, and this happened in history. I know some of the older students do research and they find real stories of either survivors or those who have died during this time, and they try to learn about their characters so they can try to understand kind of what they went through and portray some of those real stories. And we talk briefly about some of the events with getting them on a train, and they think they're going to the countryside and just not. And being separated and never being able to see your family again, losing all your possessions, the abuse and the hardships that they face during those times. We try to portray as much of that as possible without going into too much of the photos, graphic details, unless they like to research it themselves, which I know some of them have researched for themselves. Would anyone like to add on to that?
They also, there are some movies and books that we read and movies we watch. Like one movie that I watched was Sophie's Choice. It was about a Jewish mother who was in a concentration camp and she had to choose between two of her children. And that is one of the scenes that the mother had, but they end up killing both of them, which is detrimental to the mother. And other books are Diary of Anne Frank. She wrote about her hiding in the attic of her house, and she eventually got caught, and her family was taken to a camp and killed, except for her father, who published the diary she kept, that she kept during the hard time of World War II. Also, The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. That's a very sad book and movie. It's about a boy who doesn't know that a boy he meets is in a concentration camp, and he tries to help him find his father and ends up getting killed in the process. So we do read books and lots of stories online about survivors, and also ones who got killed, family who got killed, and it's, yeah.
She's going to come
Yeah,
around
I'm
with the
gonna
mic.
give you a mic.
My name is Elliot Eisenberg, and I don't have a question, but I just have a comment. I just want to tell you how much I appreciate your program. Both of my parents were survivors. My mother was 12 years old when she went into her first concentration camp, and to see your young people perform the way they did brings back memories of the stories my mother told me of what she truly went through. Thank you.
Thank you for letting us be here. Thank you for letting us share your family history. Our goal with this, we travel around to schools and we perform for students who are learning about World War II and the Holocaust. And our hope with passing this on is to never forget what happened, never forget the history, but also never repeat the history. So thank you very much for letting us be here. Thank you for letting us share your family story. It's tremendous.
And I just want to add one fact is that, you know, you often hear about the 6 million who were murdered. Over 1 million of them were children under the age of 12 who never got to grow up. And I echo Elliot's comment. I was very moved by your performance and grateful that you came to our temple to perform it. Thank you. Any other questions? Yeah. Okay, Sharon.
I'm going to try to say this without breaking down as I have throughout most of your performance. Not only are you stunning dancers, but the way you staged this story and allowed it to unroll was nothing short of remarkable. I cried through most of it. My mother-in-law was a survivor, and today is her yahrzeit. And I just want to thank you all for the dedication that I know you had to have gone through to reach this wonderful moment in a sad way, but I just applaud your performance.
Anyone else? Questions or comments? I'll pass the mic.
Anyone have anything?
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, if you guys want to filter out through to the dressing rooms, I'll grab this stuff and bring it back. I'll grab all this stuff, yeah.